top of it so the critters can't get out. Y'all want to guess what kind of critters Dan keeps? 6 toads. I told you we called him Six-Toed Dan. Now, my next closest neighbor, he's about, 15 miles to the west, no, to the south. We call him Naked Larry. I don't get to see him too much for obvious reasons. Anyway, both of them call me Dan. Now, I'm what you call a trapper. I catch little critters and I sell their fur. Well, don't worry, I don't hurt them none. I catch them with this long-handled net, and then I shave their fur off, and I sell it to this place that makes what you call gentleman's toupees. That's a more humane way to do it. It's trickier, though, because you got to shave them early enough in the spring to where they really got that thick, luscious winter coat on them. But if you shave them too early and there's a cold snap, then you're liable to look out your window and there's all these little bald critters shivering in your yard looking at you like you was a devil or something. But, it's a simple life, but I'm a simple feller. I got everything I need. Got me a little old one-room cabin. Got me a pot-bellied stove that's in the middle. Got me a cot to sleep on. I ain't got no electricity, so I ain't got no TV or no computer. Can't get on that internet, or as I call it, the centernet. Y'all know what I'm talking about. What I do have is I have my library. Now in my library, I got me 2 books. I got one called The Collected Works of Mark Twain, and I got this here Holy Bible. This is the Prince James version. It's the first edition. And if you ask me, that's about all the feller needs to read anyway. Now, I wasn't always a mountain man. I used to be just like you people. I lived in the city. I worked in a big old factory. I was what you call a diesel fitter. Y'all know what a diesel fitter is? I'll explain it to you. I worked in this factory that made women's shoes. And in the middle of the factory, there's this big, long thing that was an assembly line. And there were some fellers down at the end. They would cut out the soles and the heels for the shoes, and they'd put them on the belt and go on down. This other feller pick them up. He made the leather uppers, and he'd stitch them to the soles. And he'd put them back on the belt. They'd go on down to this other feller, and he'd take an insole and slap some glue on the back of it, and he'd glue it inside the shoe. He'd put it back on the belt. It went on down. This little old gal, she had this big spinning wheel, had a sheepskin glued to it. And she'd hold them shoes up against that spinning sheepskin until they shone just like a new penny. She put them back on the belt, and finally they came to me. Now I'd pick up them shoes, and I'd look in them, see what size they were supposed to be. And there's this wall behind me had all these plastic mannequin feet sticking out of it. And I'd take them shoes and I'd put them on the feet they were supposed to go on. And everybody go, "Them shoes okay, Dan?" And I go, "Yep, diesel fitter." He knows. He used to work there, didn't he? Well, anyway, the reason I'm here today is I was reading this passage in my Bible a couple of days ago, and I came across some stuff I really didn't understand. I figured y'all being good church-going folk, maybe you could help me out with it. It was in the book of Luke, and well, here, I'll just read it to you. A voice crying out in the wilderness, "Prepare for the coming of the Lord. Make straight the path for him. Level all the mountains. Fill in the valleys." This is fine print. I need my spectacles. Every path shall be made straight, and every valley shall be filled in, and every mountain and hill shall be made low. The crooked road shall become straight, and the rough ways smooth, and all people will see God's salvation. Now, let me ask you this. Why in the world would a voice cry out in the wilderness? I mean, it's the wilderness. Ain't nobody there going to hear it. Well, nobody except for Larry and Charlie and me, and who are we going to tell? And why in the world would God want to flatten mountains, fill in valleys, and straighten curves? I mean, if God's a-coming, you reckon any of that's going to slow him down? He's God. Well, I pondered on it, and I pondered on it. Then it came to me that maybe them mountains and valleys and stuff, that's not real. That's what you call one of them there petty-fords. Metaphors. And maybe that the wilderness is talking about a person's heart. And maybe the mountains and all that are things that are in our hearts that keep us from just having a better relationship with God. And it come to me that maybe the mountains are mountains of pride. You know, us thinking that maybe we're better than somebody else because we make a little more money than they do, or we a different color than they are. They listen to that loud music that we don't like. Or maybe they voted for the wrong person in the last election. And it come to me that maybe the valleys are valleys of doubt. Us thinking that we can't do God's work in this world because we've never done it that way before. And it might be that the curves are our excuses for not doing that. Excuses like, I know I should probably give a little more money in the offering, or maybe even start tithing, but I just can't afford to right now. And besides, there's plenty of other folks in the church that'll take care of all that. I just think about that some other time. Or excuses like, I know I should do more at my church, maybe take a Sunday school class, maybe even teach a Sunday school class. But I'm awful busy lately. And there's them other folk. They can do that for me too. Who am I? They're much more qualified. I won't think about that. And it come to me while I was studying on that maybe if we took all those excuses, all those mountains and valleys and curves, and we just pushed them on out of our hearts, we'd have a wilderness there where we could hear that voice of calling out. And maybe without all that stuff, that voice wouldn't even have to call. Maybe that could be a small, still voice. And if we got rid of all that stuff, maybe we could hear it when it called. Like I said, that was just a pondering on it. I might be right, but it's a big but. Kind of but that'll level a mountain if you let it. I also might be wrong. Who am I to think I can know the mind that created, well, everything? Well, I stood up here and jawbone long enough. I want to thank all you folks for letting me be in here. Guess I'll get on back to the mountain. The little critters ain't going to shave themselves. God bless every one of you.